Welcome, fellow cosmic Musafirs. In today's video, we're going to explore the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and learn how to apply his teachings to live fully in the present moment. We will focus specifically on one of his motivational quotes for success that relates to Stoic mindfulness meditation. If you're new to Stoicism or want to dive deeper into this life-changing philosophy, be sure to check out our other videos on the subject. As always, you will find the links in the description below. Now, let's dive into the life of Marcus Aurelius and uncover the power of his timeless words of encouragement and Stoic wisdom. Let's start by briefly answering this question. Who was Marcus Aurelius? Marcus Aurelius Antoninus was a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher who ruled from 161 to 180 AD. He is widely known as the Philosopher King, a term originating from Plato's ideal ruler in his work, The Republic. Marcus Aurelius is remembered not only for his leadership, but also for his profound insights into human nature and the human condition, which are reflected in his well-regarded Stoic philosophical work, Meditations. His writings, collected in the book Meditations, serve as a manual for personal growth, offering practical advice on how to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and virtue. Stoicism highlights the significance of concentrating on the present moment, asserting that while we cannot control the past or foresee the future, we can take charge of our responses to the present. By cultivating this mindful approach to life, Stoicism encourages the development of resilience and the maintenance of inner tranquility in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Marcus Aurelius's quote beautifully captures this idea. Do not let the panorama of your life oppress you. Do not dwell on all the various troubles which may have occurred in the past or may occur in the future. Just ask yourself in each instance of the present, what is there in this work which I cannot endure or support? You will be ashamed to make any such confession. Then remind yourself that it is neither the future nor the past which weighs on you, but always the present, and the present burden reduces, if only you can isolate it and accuse your mind of weakness if it cannot hold against something thus stripped bare. This quote highlights the importance of focusing on the present moment in Stoic philosophy. Our goal in this video is to help you understand and apply the Stoic concept of mindfulness to enhance your well-being and overall life experience. So, let's talk about the problem of worrying about the past and future. In the first part of Marcus's quote, he advises, do not let the panorama of your life oppress you. Do not dwell on all the various troubles which may have occurred in the past or may occur in the future. Let's take a closer look at this idea and its implications. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by thoughts of past events, we may experience feelings of regret, guilt, or shame. We might replay certain situations in our minds, wondering what we could have done differently. This constant rumination can lead to feelings of sadness, self-blame, and even depression, as noted by researchers Michelle and others in a 2013 paper. In this paper, the researchers defined rumination as a repetitive and passive focus on the causes and consequences of one's symptoms of distress without engagement in active coping or problem solving to alleviate the dysphoric mood. The consequences of such rumination on the past can negatively impact our relationships, work performance, and overall well-being as we struggle to engage with our present experiences and responsibilities. Similarly, when we obsess over the future, we might find ourselves consumed by worries about what could go wrong, whether we will achieve our goals, or how we will handle unforeseen challenges. This tendency to focus on the future can create anxiety, stress, and a sense of being constantly overwhelmed, as highlighted by Segerstrom and her colleagues in a paper. The constant worrying about the future can prevent us from taking constructive action in the present leading to missed opportunities and a decreased ability to cope with challenges as they arise. The Stoic insight here is that by dwelling on the past and future, we often rob ourselves of the opportunity to fully experience and appreciate the present moment. Moreover, we may become preoccupied with things that are outside our control, which can further contribute to feelings of powerlessness and distress. The consequences of this preoccupation can lead to indecision, procrastination, and an inability to prioritize what truly matters in our lives. Research by Broschott and others suggests that this type of repetitive thinking about negative events, known as perseverative cognition, can prolong stress-related physiological activation and potentially lead to negative health outcomes. At this point, it's important to distinguish between this type of repetitive negative thinking and the Stoic practice of negative visualization. Negative visualization involves deliberately imagining potential adverse scenarios in order to mentally prepare for them and cultivate a sense of gratitude for our current circumstances. It is a focused, intentional exercise rather than a chronic, uncontrolled pattern of rumination. When practiced correctly, negative visualization can actually improve our resilience and well-being instead of contributing to feelings of distress or anxiety, as described in the book A Guide to the Good Life, The Ancient Art of Stoic Joy. We also have an entire video dedicated to exploring the science behind the Stoic concept of negative visualization. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, I highly recommend checking it out after you finish this video. As always, the link is provided in the description below. In the next section, we will explore the Stoic solution to this problem of dwelling on the past and obsessing over the future. The Stoic solution is focusing on the present moment and learning to recognize that our true source of strength lies in our ability to navigate the challenges and opportunities we face right now. In the second part of Marcus Aurelius's quote, he advises, "Then remind yourself that it is neither the future nor the past which weighs on you, but always the present. And the present burden reduces, if only you can isolate it and accuse your mind of weakness, if it cannot hold against something thus stripped bare." In this section of the quote, Marcus encourages us to focus on the present moment and evaluate our current situation with an honest and critical eye. By asking ourselves what is truly unbearable in the present moment, we often find that there is little, if anything, that we cannot endure or support. By reflecting on the present moment and assessing the challenges we currently face, we often discover that we possess the capacity and resources to endure and overcome these obstacles. This realization can help us overcome feelings of being overwhelmed by the panorama of our lives, as we recognize that it is our own mind's tendency to dwell on the past and future that causes us to feel weighed down. Marcus further suggests that by isolating the present moment and concentrating on it, we can reduce the mental burden we carry and increase our emotional resilience. Marcus, as a Stoic philosopher, reinforces the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control. The dichotomy of control encourages us to differentiate between things we can control, like our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and those we cannot, such as external events and circumstances. Marcus emphasizes that by concentrating on the present, we can exercise greater control over our thoughts and emotions, ultimately enabling us to better address the challenges we encounter in the here and now. So, by following Marcus Aurelius's advice and the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within our control in the present moment, we can respond effectively to life's challenges and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Remember, it's all about honing in on the present and taking control of our own thoughts and actions, allowing us to better manage the challenges we face in the here and now. As cosmic Musafirs, you and I are both navigating through this journey of life right now as we speak, and the most effective way to enjoy this journey and make the most of it is by embracing the present moment. After all, the past is history, and the future remains a mystery, but the present is truly a gift we can cherish and make the most of, in line with Stoic principles. The practice of isolating the present moment and stripping it bare can greatly help us manage overwhelming feelings. For instance, if you are feeling overwhelmed by a challenging project at work, you could choose to break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. Instead of worrying about the entire project, focus on completing one task at a time. This approach allows you to concentrate on what's directly in front of you and make steady progress. If you still find yourself feeling overwhelmed, restrict the present moment even further. For example, you can narrow your focus further by taking a few deep breaths and centering yourself in the present moment. This practice helps to calm your mind, regain control over your thoughts, and find the mental clarity needed to continue working effectively. In the future, we will be making more videos on mindfulness and how it can help us to focus on the present moment. So please subscribe to our channel and share with your friends and family if you find this helpful. By isolating the present moment and focusing on one task at a time, we can better manage our thoughts and emotions, ultimately increasing our ability to handle life's challenges. At this point, though, I would like to stress that focusing on the present doesn't mean neglecting the past or the future. Learning from the past and planning for the future are essential aspects of human growth and development. The key is to approach these activities with a balanced perspective. When reflecting on the past, it is important to recognize the lessons learned and the growth that has occurred, rather than dwelling on regrets or negative experiences. By doing so, we can use the past as a source of wisdom rather than a source of suffering. After all, self-examination is a vital part of growing, as noted by Socrates. If you would like to know what Socrates had to say about self-examination and the role it plays in personal growth and fulfillment, we have an entire video dedicated to it, so please check it out. Similar to the past, when planning for the future, it is crucial to set realistic goals, prepare for potential obstacles, and make well-informed decisions. However, it's essential not to become consumed by worries and uncertainties about the future. Instead, maintain a sense of perspective, focusing on what is within your control and accepting that some things will always remain uncertain. The Stoic practice of mindfulness meditation helps to strike the right balance between learning from the past, planning for the future, and staying grounded in the present moment. By cultivating an awareness of the present moment, you can avoid being overwhelmed by the panorama of your life and maintain a sense of inner peace and emotional resilience. In the next section, we will provide some practical tips that will help us to stay in the present moment. Tip 1. Mindful breathing. Begin by focusing on your breath. Take slow, deep breaths and pay attention to the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This simple practice can help you anchor yourself in the present moment and create a sense of calm and clarity. As Jon Kabat-Zinn explains in his book, "Wherever you go, there you are." Tip 2. Break down tasks. When faced with a daunting task, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on completing one step at a time, rather than getting overwhelmed by the entire project. This approach can help you stay present and reduce stress, as discussed by David Allen in his book Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Productivity. Tip 3. Practice gratitude. Take time each day to acknowledge and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. This practice can help you shift your focus from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future to fully experiencing the present moment. In our last video, we discussed the Stoic philosophy and the science behind gratitude, and how we can cultivate a grateful heart for a happier life. Tip 4. Limit distractions. Reduce the distractions in your environment, such as turning off notifications on your devices, decluttering your workspace, or setting boundaries with others. By limiting distractions, you'll be better able to focus on the present moment and engage more deeply with your tasks and experiences. Adam Gazzaley and Larry D. Rosen discuss this further in their book, The Distracted Mind: Ancient Brains in a High-Tech World. Tip 5. Mindful listening. Practice active listening during conversations, giving your full attention to the speaker without planning your response or letting your mind wander. This habit can help you stay present and foster more meaningful connections with others. Rogers and Farson emphasize the importance of active listening in their work. These practical tips, supported by academic research and literature, can help us apply Stoic mindfulness and experience the benefits of this powerful practice in our daily lives. By applying these practical tips inspired by the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and his motivational quote, we can learn to live more fully in the present moment. Embracing the present allows us to experience life more deeply, cultivate gratitude, and navigate challenges with grace, virtue, and resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and personal growth. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. We look forward to exploring more of the wisdom of Stoicism and other philosophies with you in future videos. Until next time, Cosmic Musafirs, remember to stay present and appreciate each moment as it unfolds.